Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Short Strolls UK, and today we are in Manchester. To be exact, we're in Salford, and here is a view of the River Irwell and one of the inlets where many ships would come in years ago to deliver their goods and pick up exports to travel around the world, as Manchester used to be known as Cottonopolis, the centre of the cotton industry in the industrial age. In the background, that is the Lowry Centre, named after the famous artist who would draw and paint matchstick men, women, cats and dogs. And then beyond that is Media City, the home of TV production companies including BBC and ITV. And as we come around, looking down the River Irwell, if we go left, we can see the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford, the home of Manchester United Football Club. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a short walk along the River Irwell down to Exchange Quay and see what we can find. It's a November morning, around about 8 AM. It's a glorious day after a horrendous weekend of bad weather across the country in England with Storm Bert. We now have a pleasant morning here. There's not a cloud in the sky as the sun is coming up. And here's a very strange feature for us to look at. This is known as Nome Island. I don't know why it's there, how long it's been there, or how they get there, but it's there. So as you can see, it's a beautiful image there of the sun rising. Along the left here are some small businesses and some residential areas, apartments there. As we make our way down, here is a new area called Clippers Quay, and this is a newly constructed, I would say in the last 3 years, apartment complex. And an area where we have many ducks, and this area here is where the swans come to have their young ones. So making our way down, again, there's the view of the new Clippers Quay residential area. And typical waste land part of the river. Don't throw your plastic bottles in the river. This area has been developed over the last 10-15 years, and now it's housing many more apartment blocks for the commuters into Manchester, as we're only probably 15-20 minutes away from Manchester Centre on the Metrolink, as I get attacked by pigeons. And the ducks are now joining in, shouting at me. So that view down there is to eventually come to Media City and the Imperial War Museum. And as we continue down the river, we come to a very famous old iron bridge that was built in the Victorian age at the height of the Industrial Revolution, and it's called the Trafford Road Bridge, as we are now in Trafford area, hence Old Trafford. This is the bridge where thousands of fans will walk across to get to Old Trafford on any match day or evening, to make their way along United Road. So what we'll do is head under the bridge along the pathway. Now, there was a problem in recent times of people actually sleeping rough here, and there would be mattresses and bedding everywhere every day, but I think they've cleared it all out now. But it's still a little bit creepy at 8 in the morning, so God knows what it's like during the evening. Not a place I would walk late at night. This fenced off area here is home to businesses. It's like a business park, and this pleasant walkway brings us back alongside the river. Now, here's the river. Just, you can't really see it, but beyond those hedgerows at the top is a smaller canal, Bridgewater Canal, which runs parallel with the River Irwell into the centre of Manchester. Anybody wondering who's been here? It's obviously the Riddler from DC. Again, another view of sunrise coming up there. Manchester is quite nice when the sun's out. Not so nice when the rain comes, which is frequent, obviously. You never leave home without an umbrella in Manchester. So, I like to imagine years and years ago, this river would have been crammed with many ships from all over the world. And this area here would not have been glass built, it would have been Victorian red brick built factories churning out smoke. But now, a lot cleaner. Not so much the river though. Again, modern small businesses. Now we're coming to another bridge, which is one of the main bridges for the Metro link, going back into Media City. left and going right into Manchester. And this way, trams will come from Manchester Airport, Altrincham, Didsbury, all heading into the centre of Manchester. It's not cold at all, it's probably about 5 degrees, so it's not that bad at all. Now, if you're ever wondering where the Fantastic Four ended up, there is their headquarters. So let's get a better view of the river. So now we're between Salford Quays and Exchange Quay, and the Riddler has returned here as well. So let's have a look back. So that's going back towards Old Trafford, and this way is heading right into the centre of Manchester. We're not going to go that far today. In a future video we will continue down the river. Now, on the left hand side here is an old factory that has been converted into a communications headquarters, known as the Soap Works. And they've still retained the old chimney. So it's quite nice that they've retained part of the original structure next to the new glass built. That would be the Metrolink station called Pomona. Those apartments there are new. They are called the Manchester Water. Can't think why. And there's a great view of the river going down into Manchester. Some wildlife. On a morning like this, you cannot believe the terrible weather we had over the weekend. I wouldn't have been able to film yesterday due to the torrential downpour we had. But today, stunning. What a beautiful morning. Okay, we're now coming to Exchange Quay. And you can get an idea of the expanse of the river. And the many inlets for the ships to moor in the old days. Now, of course, all you get down here are the odd Manchester tour boat, sightseeing tour boat, and the rowers practicing for the next Olympics. Here is another modern small business centre. And I just want to show you a map of where we are. So you can see where it goes to, into Manchester, and where it comes from, which is the starting point of this tour, Imperial War Museum. Another thing I like is that they've actually kept, I don't know what you call these, but from the Victorian age. It's nice that they've retained some of the history rather than just go all modern. Long may that continue. Over there you can see one of the, as I said, many inlets which would have been flanked by factories loading all their goods. In the background are the skyscrapers for the city, ever changing. Okay, so we're coming to the end of today's stroll. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, and press the bell if you would like to be notified of future ones. So as we come to an end, I just want to leave you with the view of the sun bouncing off the buildings. Thank you. Have a good day.